my name's Ellie, welcome to my channel, and I want to try something that is both new and not new today. I did this, and I don't even know if I ended up editing it and putting it up, but I was hanging out with my friend yesterday. We did a whole bunch of errands and got our passport photos taken, applications submitted, all that, while we were over here in my house getting documents. I showed her that I have all that's left of my lip collection in just a basket, that I can just see most of them, I can pull something out, I can be aware of the volume that I have, they're not hidden in a drawer, and I can rifle through them very easily. And she's like, you should just pick one and then make a look around it. I'm like, I should do that. So that's what we're doing today. I'm going to close my eyes, pick a lipstick out of here, and then make a look, hopefully showcasing that lipstick or like going with that lipstick, because some of these, honestly, a lot of these are neutral, because that's what I realized I can wear day in, day out. But some of them are different, and let's see what we got. So, I'm going to show it to you guys while I look away. Oh, this is weird. Oh, okay. So this is from Fenty. Let me put that back down where I have it. This is one of their lip glosses in Mermaid Thighs. And I might have a plan for this. Yeah. I am going to go do my foundation because that's very boring and I haven't changed it in a long time. I will come back, we'll do an eye look. We might change up my, like, bronzer, blush, highlight. Might not. We will see what happens. And we'll try and pair it to this lip gloss. Ooh, I should swatch it so you can see. Because, like, it looks very intense in the tube, but it ends up quite, like, interesting. So, I'm gonna go look through my stash and see what type of look I can make with this. I'll be back. Okay. Foundation is on, powdered, lip balm is on, because I always have that going while I'm doing other things so that my lips don't die, because they get very dry. So I appreciate the fact that whoever university thing was in charge of that pick gave me a lip balm, or a lip gloss, because I have a girls' night tonight, so a lipstick would come off immediately, because I can't be trusted not to get it all over my face. And then I can actually put on lip balm as we're doing all our various things. It also means I get to be a little extra with my makeup, because it is a day that I don't work, and hanging out with some friends. At least one of them likes makeup, and I don't know, they're nice when I do weird things with my face, so I do weird things with my face. I have a plan. I have like 4 palettes. I am going to try to remember to do the slightly different thing with my blush. I picked out a blush and highlighter to kind of match the tones I'm hoping to get out of the look, and matching the lip gloss. So, I have a plan. I'm quite excited about it. This is just eyeshadow primer on my top lid, going on my lower lash line. Yeah, we did our passport photos yesterday, which means that, like, even though I took the day off to do all the errands and get all the forms and pictures done and get to a place that can do it, which I probably, knowing now, I could have done this on any old day. We went to a CVS for the photos, which was quite quick. Then we went to our local library, and I always forget how fantastic librarians are. I shouldn't, because, I don't know if they're still librarians, but I have cousins that work in the publishing and very, very book-type industries, and librarians are fantastic. My grandma was a librarian, and with access to Google and all this other stuff and trying to, like, track down our own information on what you did and didn't need, asking family, being like, hey, you've done a passport in the last year, like, what do I need to do? I could have just gone to the library. They literally compiled all the information and made it into a little, like, pamphlet that they handed us as we were, like, panicking at their desk about, will you help us with the forms? Oh my god. We're not prepared, we don't know, we don't have a form, we got some pictures, we brought a bunch of documents, like, oh my god. And they're like, we have a pamphlet, here it is, we will answer any of your questions on the forms. If you mess it up, here's how we're gonna fix it. We will look over the form and make sure you didn't fuck it up. And they were fantastic. Turns out some of the stuff we brought we didn't need, and they keep your birth certificate. That made me very nervous. Okay, so primer's on. I set my crease to brow bone with this beigey shade. Now I want to pop this and maybe a little bit of that in the crease. So this is the Tarte Lip palette. So we're going with Natural Beauty and Best Friend to give me like a purple but kind of cold, like blue, like coldy blue, on the top crease. I'm going to do something different on the bottom because I have plans. So I'm going to start with just the one purple, Natural Beauty, to kind of like lay down like a transition color, which honestly sometimes this is just my crease shade because it's quite nice. Quite soft if you are a cool toned pale lady. This is a good shade for working with purples. Yeah, so we went to CVS, got the photos done, because we had talked about doing the post office, because the post office can do the photos and the application at the same place, and we kind of looked around. I don't like my local post office. I've had enough disagreements with them, but I was like, I don't really feel like dealing with them, especially on something as important as a, a passport application. Because if you live in the state of Missouri and you don't know yet, your driver's license is no longer a federally accepted ID. So if you need anything where they ask for a federal ID, your driver's license doesn't count. So you can go and get, I think it's called a real ID, like a federally approved ID card, or you can do what we did, which is like, well, passport's a federal ID, might as well get that, and then you can have a passport for if I need to go anywhere, which is unlikely because I don't go anywhere, but if I need to fly, I will have ID that counts as ID. So now I'm just kind of popping back and forth between Best Friend and Natural Beauty to like make a nice mid to deep crease shenanigans. So yeah, we took that as the last final bump because I've wanted to get a new passport for a long time because I haven't had a passport since I was a teenager. Got one when I was 12, used it when I was 12 and in high school, and then never again. Other than for like IDs when they'll ask you to bring in 2 forms of ID for like I-9 forms and stuff if you're getting employed in the US so that they can file the taxes properly. Okay, I think that's good. I think I might, before I move on, do the bottom lash line so that I have everything all together. So, bottom lash line, we're going with a brighter purple. I'm going into my Clean Cosmetics shadows, and I am pulling up some from the Arctic Circle collection. And I want to put this in. This is Borealis, and maybe blend it out with this one, which is Aurora, so I can have like a nice strong purple happening on the lower lash line, which my lash line is currently unset primer, so I'm going to go in with this smudgy brush with Borealis first and kind of just I might not even have to blend that out. That turned out real fucking cute. Anyway, I wanted to get a passport, just because if I have a trip coming up and I'm excited and there's the option to, you know, go to Canada, Mexico, or fly overseas, I would like to be able to. And you can expedite a passport, but there's no guarantee that you will get it back by the date, even if you fill out the little form and say, yes, I need it back by this time for my travel plans. It'll push it to the front of the line, potentially, but it's still not. I get nervous, so I just don't want to leave that up to, you know, even knowing myself, if travel plans pop up, I'd be like, God damn it, I have to go do this and this and this, and like, it took me literally years to get up the time and energy and, you know, have enough cushion money available to do the application, because passports are not cheap, which is another reason they're not just everybody. I think I am going to pop in with some Aurora to blend out this cute little purple shenanigans happening on the lower lash line, which is a little bit more vibrant in person, but it's still cute on camera too. Okay, so that's done. And I don't really think I'm going to add too much more to the lower lash line. That just might be where that sits. I do want to add a little bit of Bombshell Extra Dark Purple on the outer corner up top. So we're going in with a little pokey dude. Yes, so I very much wanted to have that ready. Yeah, the passport application is, depending on what you need. You can get a passport card, which is good for being around in, like, that'll count as an ID. You can carry it in your wallet and just kind of have that. And then if you do need to or want to transfer, I think it's accepted at the border. So if, like, you're going up to Canada or down to Mexico, you should be able to use it. But, like, double check before you go anywhere with that as your in and out of entry for the US. But if you want to fly overseas, they generally do all the stamping and everything, so you need the book. The ID card is like $30, and then depending on where you're going, there was an application fee that the library did charge, which was, I think, $35. And then you do have to buy the photos that meet all the criteria, unless you're super confident and you know how to make those photos yourself, in which case, good luck. I did not trust myself to get all of that done and be on top of it and make sure it didn't, you know, fail specifications. I get nervous. And now I'm going to put on a cream base so we can do the 2 shades going on the lid. And then that's most of it. Yeah? But yeah, and then the passport book. So that's what you would need for, like, flying overseas, so they can stamp your entry and exit points and stuff like that. That is $110. So if you need the ID, you can do the passport card, stay on the continent, or if you have it available and will need to go overseas, you can get the passport book. But yeah, so we did that. That was fun. The librarians were fantastic. They were, I'm sure they're used to dealing with, like, high schoolers and stuff who are also stressed out and don't know what they're doing and get very nervous. But they did a really good job keeping us calm, checking our stuff, making us feel prepared to put in the stuff. And then you mail in, I think, a copy of your birth certificate and your birth certificate and a copy of your ID, like your driver's license or a different photo ID with your photos and your application form, and a check for the application costs, which is that, you know, $30 or $110. And then they, I don't know if they're notaries or if they just count as qualified to, like, sign off on it that you filled it out to the best of your ability, you're not committing fraud, you're not, you know, purposely misleading on any of these side things. they were very helpful with that. Ooh, well, I'm going to use a different brush than I originally planned. Okay, cream base is down. I'm going to take this, hopefully, gimme, flat packing brush, and I'm going to pick up Evidence from the Urban Decay Spectrum palette. So that's going on the outer half to kind of cover our blue, or at least partially cover our blue of the blue-purple shift for this lip gloss. And I really like this blue. I like everybody, at least in the communities I'm in, gives Pop of Blue shadows a lot of shit for being just like a throwaway, and they are. They are pretty standard. They're not the most interesting, but in ways to use blue, having like a navy metallic blue in a palette is a really nice way to add some outer corner depth, or like do an interesting smoky eye that is approachable, that is not going to scare people. So like hiding navy blue, whatever, honestly most of the things you're using on the lid, like a metallic navy blue on the outer half to 2/3, you're going to have a quite pretty eyeshadow look. Because yeah, see how that's nice and it's pretty and it catches the light, but it's also not too destructive. Now for the inner half, I want to use this bitch. This is Calx. This is from the Alchemy palette from Cliona Cosmetics, and Calc is so pretty, and I feel like it does a really good, let me just hold them side by side. Like, it's got a blue-purple shift, and this has like a purple-blue shift. Like, I'm really proud of having something that does the thing. So we're going to pack that on the inner half and then blend them together. And take this weird extra brush hair off my brush. So yeah, we did that. That was nice. Passport application is in the mail. I'll be able to track it pretty soon. She said give it a couple days to kind of get out there, and then you can check on the, it's either State Department, there's a website, I can literally Google it, which was my plan for all of the passport information, and then it's not that helpful. Like, doing your research online was super complicated. Like, finding out what the qualifications are for the photos, what are the restrictions for hair, makeup, outfits. A lot of it is subjective. Like, we went with some really neutral, like, put together but not distracting makeup, because you do have to be on a white background and we are pale as shit. So we needed something to kind of like differentiate us from the background and define our features, because we're pale and everything kind of blends together. So I did some very chill makeup, even though it was a day off that I could have had some more fun with my makeup. But I also didn't want to like buy the photos, pay the application fee, send it in, and then have them be like, no, that's not good enough. We don't like that photo. I got very nervous about it. So we did just some very chill makeup. Oh, I like this. This turned out very cool. Very, very cool. Cool. Ooh, I can do the thing. Okay. I hadn't decided what I was doing on my inner corner, and I think I'm tempted to do either like this pretty boy or this pretty bitch. I think we might do this pretty bitch. So that is Arcana, and it is very pretty. Honestly, Cliona Cosmetics makes like one of my favorite shimmer formulas. Hold on. That's good enough. I got a little bit of Borealis in the way. Ooh. You can't see it very well because there is a lot of shadow happening, because I am filming in a corner of my room, which, don't ask me why I felt like this was a good place to keep everything. thought it would be. Oh, you can kind of see it there. Yeah. It's extremely reflective. It's very similar to ColourPop's glass bowl with like that mauvey pinky undertone and like the really strong light blue kind of turquoisey shift. Oof. There we go, blend out the edges a little bit. Ooh, I like how this turned out. And this is a lot of things I wouldn't have put together if I didn't have to match a certain color scheme. So, very cool idea. Thank you, Caitlin. Okay, put those down there. Brush off any remaining, setting powder, because I leave a bunch on my face so it can kind of do a very lazy half-assed bake. And if I somehow get eyeshadow on a weird part of my face, there is a powder barrier to stop everything from setting into my foundation too much. So, bronzer is going to be the bronzer I've been doing lately, which is, honestly, you do bronzer either however you want to or don't do it at all. I've been using Bahama Mama in the palm of my hand, your hand, palette, because I finished up the bronzer I was panning. Yeah, so we have, actually, Caitlin is one of the girls doing my girls' night tonight. The other one is a lovely lady we used to work with named Andy, and we had a couple other friends, but one of them is, dealing with some stuff, not feeling up to it, and the other one is her sister. So if she doesn't come, her sister generally doesn't come, and I think she also has another thing to do. So we're gonna do face masks and drink, and we'll have to figure out if we're still doing the movie plans we were doing, because we had intended, I bought a like collection of Ghibli Miyazaki movies because I love most of the things Studio Ghibli, aka Hayao Miyazaki, make me happy. And it had kind of been the thing where, like, I want to watch them, and I'm going to watch a bunch of them with the boyfriend at some point, because I don't think he's seen any of them, which is very upsetting to me. Which, honestly, like, they weren't even, like, childhood movies for me, but I remember as, like junior high or something, going to see Spirited Away with my friend. I had no idea what we were going to see. I had, like, okay, like, whatever. It looks like an animated movie, and I had no idea that it was not in English, that it was, a foreign movie, that it was going to be a more complicated, like, we were used to Disney movies and American cartoons. This is Love Flush, which is actually a gift from another friend. I thought that would tie in nicely with the purple. But yeah, I remember going to see it and being like, what the fuck is this? Sure, I'll go with you, whatever. And then it was awesome. I still don't, like, that's one of those movies, Spirited Away, where, like, I like it. I still have a lot of questions. Like, I would really love to sit down with somebody who knows a lot more about the themes and the overall traditional story and, like, the folktale that it goes with that I don't know, and, like, what some of the characters mean and the different, it's not themes. Well, it is themes and it isn't. It's like the ideas they're trying to represent with those characters and their motivations. I would love somebody who's fancier and knows that stuff to, like, sit down and explain, like, No Face. I love No Face, but I have no idea what, like, the end is. Somebody explain more about No Face to me. Yeah, because he's cool, but I still don't, like, I don't quite get it, and that's kind of what I like about rewatching movies like that, is, like, it's not quite all there, and you have to, like, sit down and, don't ask me why I'm putting blush on my nose, I just felt like it, and it happened. But yeah, it's one of those things, like, I have questions, I want to know more. I forgot to put my mascara in my bra. We're gonna do that now and hope that it warms up in the next couple seconds of me doing my brows and highlighter. So I've been using this wax base from Sephora, their Universal Brow Freeze, and then using a brown shadow for my brows. But yeah, I remember that got into them then, and like my sister absolutely loves Howl's Moving Castle and My Neighbor Totoro, which they did kind of start doing, at least for Howl's Moving Castle, they did a version where they hired American voice actors. They didn't just like do a dub or like get whoever, like Christian Bale is Howl in Howl's Moving Castle, and that was really cool. And I know I want to say I've seen Kiki's Delivery Service or another one, and since I took some Japanese in high school, we did a lot of watching those. Like, I've seen Princess Mononoke, but I want to watch it again, because, again, they're very complicated. They're not stories that, at least most of us in America, grew up seeing as much. So it'd be like taking a traditional American folktale, or like something we were all very aware of, and making it into a movie that like makes a lot of sense to people who have that background knowledge of it, and then playing it somewhere where they don't have those stories, those background knowledges that they grew up with. And as much as they could like it, there's still a lot of layers that you have to like look into and think about and try to get a better handle on for making sense. Sorry, I can see the garage that's going up in the backyard, and it just now occurred to me that they must have put up siding either yesterday or the day before, because it's a different color. It's no longer like the brown of the sheeting. It's the it is the white of siding. But yes, so I liked them. I want to watch them more. Boyfriend has not seen any of them, so I need to watch them with him. But my friend, who is not making it to Girls' Night, she is also a big Studio Ghibli Hayao Miyazaki fan. And since she's not going to go, we might hold off on that specific set of movies until she can hang out with us and watch them all together. Because I don't know which ones are her favorite and which ones she hasn't seen, because she may want to see her favorites again, and if she hasn't seen it, she might want to, you know, see it. Because I think it's either, I think it might be like all the major Miyazaki movies. It's a bunch of movies, and I was very excited to get it. And I haven't seen any of them because I had been waiting with a good time to like sit down and really focus on it. Yeah, I gotta find out if we're doing that. And then I'm going to have to find out what we're doing. I know we're drinking. That much I know. What we do while we drink is all up for debate. And I'm very excited to have my passport application in. And now that I know what it entails, I could have definitely done it earlier. But I get anxious and nervous, and it's a very fancy document that I was worried we were going to mess up. For highlighter, I have Prismatic Amethyst from Becca. I thought this like lilac-y purple shift would tie into the look really well, and I'm thinking it will. So let's get that on my face. And then we just have mascara and lips to go. And I'll try to get like a clip in some better lighting, because some of these colors are more vibrant than are showing up properly on camera. And I might build this up, because these highlighters, though very pretty, are softer than I've been used to. I've been kind of spoiled with really stroby highlights, and these Becca ones are kind of soft and subtle, which is weird, because like before I got any, I had heard all those things about, oh, there's these so great, amazing ones, and they must have been like putting them down either over an unset base or like putting them down wet or something like that, and or maybe I've just been ruined for more subtle highlights by more aggressive highlights that I own, because that's pretty. Setting spray. And yes, I put on way too much setting spray because I feel like I need to feel it on all parts of my face. And so I do a bunch of passes, and by the time I feel it on all of my face is very wet. Now, mascara, which is super fun for you guys to watch me do, I'm sure. Oh, I forgot. I made a whole cup of coffee. And even kind of color matches. And I put it over here and then didn't drink it the whole time. That would have made more sense than just shenanigans. So I have kind of figured out that I think I not only have a Holy Grail mascara primer, which is the Benefit They're Real Tinted Lash Primer. I like it a lot. I've been trying and kind of failing to find like a Holy Grail mascara on the drugstore end, because I got into makeup and I pretty quickly escalated to mid to high end makeup. I'm trying to find out which ones I can like. I want to explore the drugstore stuff more. It's less likely to meet my expectations on the eyeshadow side of things, and I'm kind of figuring out which types of products I think I can get away with at the drugstore, and or just like which ones just really don't cost as much to make a good product. I feel like, well, I don't know how much eyeshadow costs to make, but it seems like a lot of the more expensive ones, or the more mid to high range brands, have an eyeshadow formula that I like more. So I'm wondering if that has to do with either more expensive ingredients or formulas that they spent more money developing, and or, I don't know. I just know that I have had really good luck with mid to high range eyeshadow, and I found some that are pretty good at the drugstore, but not super great. I found some really good foundations at the drugstore, but I was kind of poking around and seeing if mascara is one of the ones I can kind of like get by with a drugstore one that is a favorite. I don't see a lot of primers, and it seems to me that it's less common to find the silicone brushes that I like more than the like bristle hair brushes. Wands. So I tried a bunch, and I'm back on the Benefit Roller Lash, which is so nice in my opinion. Like the combination of the weird wand and the type of formula that it is, I really like. And I had one that was like a pretty good mascara. It was CoverGirl? It was in an orange tube, because I remember having one in an orange tube several years ago that I liked, and I don't remember which one, because you walk down drugstore aisles and there's like 60 mascaras that say a lot of the same things, and they'll even be from the same brand. They're like, oh, this one is the blah 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 version of this formula, and then when you read the descriptions, they seem the same. Like, I understand making like a regular version, a waterproof version, a couple colors, but they'll have like 4 or 5 what seems like versions of the exact same mascara, just in different packaging. And like the wand's the same, the color options are the same, the claims are the same, and I don't really get what the difference is. No, and I done fucked up that middle section. So anyway, I found one that I liked a little bit, and then I had one that really did not work for me. And I'm back on the Roller Lash, which, it's just... Okay. Time for lip gloss, and that'll be the end of the look. Which hopefully was nice. My shirt doesn't go with it, but it's fine. I like it. So yeah, it's very mauvey purple base with like a blue shift, and I think it goes well with, oh, my hair's dirty, so it sticks and doesn't go down as quickly and easily as when it's clean. Acts kind of like wet hair, is just dirty. But yeah, I like it. I really like how the look turned out. I think it's nice. I think it's a good way to use a bunch more products, and kind of falls into my plans to be more motivated by my collection and mix and matching and finding fun things to do within what I already have, because I have a lot. I'm going to pop over into some more direct light and give you guys a look at how fun the purple is, and then I will let you go. That's a little better. Yeah, because that purple turned out really cool. I like it. I like how the lid turned out. I think adding the purples I did in the top crease help it be a little more approachable, a little less crazy, and then you can see that highlight being soft and pretty. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.